Welcome to Fulcrum Radio. I'm KT,
I'm Gator.
and we got quite a show today, so grab your sleeves, your top loaders. Let's get started.
We've received a transmission from someone using your subspace frequency.
This is Spectre 2, Fulcrum.
This is Fulcrum. Come in. Already departing Spectre 2. Loaded and ready. You are Fulcrum Radio.
I got some interesting news to kick us off today that I found out, and I think it could be good. I think it might. I'm always down for taking down the Giants. So I have not the baseball team, these giant companies, especially when there's some good competition to try and knock them down a peg. So are you familiar with Probstein auctions on eBay?
Yeah, I've certainly bought some stuff from them.
Okay. That dude's been in the business building that company since like 2005, right? And he's if not the biggest auction companies that are on eBay, especially in the trading card world. You've probably bought a card from them. You've probably bought cases of cards from them and all that stuff on their auctions, right? His name is Rick Probstein, and he's 56. Bro's generated like $925 million in sales on eBay since starting his company with eBay, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an impressive
Okay.
number.
So check this out. So this guy, he says he's kind of tired of the way that eBay's been doing things, and he thinks that he can do it better.
Ooh,
He's starting a
interesting.
company. Yes, he's starting a company called Snipe, SNYPE, and he's leaving the platform on October 23rd. That's going to be his last day on the eBay platform, and he's going to jump off and he's going to go over and he's going to make this company. Now, how is he going to make it better, right?
Right, yeah.
So
What's Snipe gonna do that eBay or any other auction site or even whatnot's doing?
okay,
Different.
so for one, check this out. There's a surprise at the end here that I didn't know about until I researched it a little bit more. But
So intrigued.
basically, if you sell a lot of items in one day on their platform, you can just ship it in one big box, and then they'll ship it out to whoever it needs to go to. It saves you on shipping.
Whoa,
fees.
like a
Okay.
like a drop ship kind of deal.
Yeah, you just drop everything, and then they'll take care of it. Then they'll send it to the individual collectors of those. That's a big one, right? That's for sellers. And also for sellers, if you put your stuff on Snipe, okay, Probstein's commission fees are 5%. 5% on an order under $1,000, and then 3% on an order of over 1,000.
That's impressive.
Okay, so cases, you're thinking expensive boxes, all that jazz. You keep more, right? And I'm not affiliated with this at all. I just want to make sure I make that known. This is just something really cool that I saw that I hope that will be
no
good,
dinero.
right? And so eBay, do you know what eBay's fees are?
No, man,
They
I haven't
charge
sold
you?
on eBay. I haven't sold on eBay in a while, but I the last time I sold, I think I sold like $1,000 item, and I ended up profiting. I want to say maybe like close to 800, if that.
Okay, yeah, that sounds about right because they take 13.25% of your card in the collectors, right? So if you would have made, let's say, a $7,500 sale, okay, sorry, if you would have made a $9,000 sale on eBay, you would have made 7,433. For example, if you sell it on Snipe,
That's to
you would have made 8,730.
Wow.
That's only like $270 if my math is right. So that's really good. That's the big difference between the two. Also, for buyers,
a whole lot of boosters, whole lot of more hobby boxes I can buy, man.
oh yeah, yep, and better for your selling too. So here's the other thing. So bidders, if you get if you buy multiple items on their platform, rather than paying this guy shipping and this guy shipping and this guy shipping and this guy shipping, if you buy it within 30 days, you can just hit ship, and then it'll ship all of that to you, so that saves you on fees that you're paying for shipping. Also,
That's amazing.
isn't that nuts? Okay,
Wow.
two more things that it does. So they're putting 3 different types of bids, dude. You can do, the first one is the regular auction, like you can just put that on there. But the second one is the max bid, and then the third one is the actual snipe. So if a collector chooses snipe, the max bid hits within 2 seconds left on the auction, and then it extends the auction
love
15
that.
seconds. So it puts your max bid in at the last 2 seconds, and then it extends the auction 15 more seconds to give anybody else a chance to do that. So,
That's pretty
what do you think
cool.
about that?
Yeah, a couple things. So the drop ship is a pretty cool. I like the whole idea of like, I'm gonna package it up and they'll mail it. Obviously, my only question is that then becomes, is there a standard into how they do shipping and things of that nature? Is there a standard that the person sending the whole box to Snipe has to meet? And obviously, I'm sure they've already thought of that, but it's a fantastic idea if you can control the standard going in and going out.
Yeah.
And it's not a bad thing. It's just a thought, right? The one-stop shopping is a game changer. Because, I mean, I'm sure you do it. I do it. I go on to eBay and I look at different things. And when I really like them, I'll add them to cart if the price is good and stuff. The problem is that, yeah, hey, I swooped on this foil set for 15 and this other foil set for 10 and a card for 5. And yeah, I'm all like, okay, well, that's 25. That's $30. Cool. And by the time I look at shipping and taxes, I'm like, $60. I'm all like, oh,
Yep.
now it
Yeah.
doesn't seem as good as a deal to go in on this. Right. Or I think the most annoying thing with eBay too is that if you buy from the same seller, and sometimes you have to just to try to get that combined shipping, the combined shipping isn't automatic. You have to go and ask them to combine it. And when you do that, it essentially tells you that you're buying like a binding bid, right? Like commit to buying, and I'm like, well, okay, well, bro, I mean, I'd really like to know what the hell the total was gonna be. Like, what if his
Right.
combined shipping is $2 savings on
Yeah.
a $15 shipping fee for 3 cards?
And also
I'm not-
tax, right?
I'm not
Like,
down
you
with
get
that.
slapped with that tax.
Yeah,
You're
And-
buying a $1,500 box, all of a sudden it's $1,750 or something. like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So the one-stop combined shipping is I think a huge potential for a game changer because a lot of fees go into that. And I think too, I mean, to be quite honest, whenever I've sold on eBay, I always undercharge on the shipping because I don't want to be that person that charges. I mean, I've sold instruments, right? So I don't want to be that person that charges $117, but that's what it actually costs. But on the flip side, I feel like sometimes I see auctions that are $2, $3, $4, $5, and shipping's $20. And I'm like, bro,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
like what's going on here? Right?
Some regional too, but it
Yeah.
shouldn't. Yeah, it can be expensive. Yep, I agree.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's like up there and you're going like, there's no way. Like, hey man, you're shipping a pack of cards. This, no matter how, no matter how far away you are, bro, this isn't going to cost $20.
Right.
Right. I mean, obviously sometimes when it's coming from overseas, that makes complete sense.
Yeah.
But the most intriguing part is that snipe action is pretty darn cool. I like that. I will say I had heard rumors not too long ago that eBay was going to do they call it an extended bidding, where like even after the product ends, it continues
That's
for a
kind
certain-
of ass.
for a
I don't
certain
know
amount
about
of
that.
time.
As a
I don't-
buyer,
right?
for a seller, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know if I read that or misinterpreted it incorrectly, right? I'm wondering now if it seems more like the snipe mod, maybe not. But that's pretty cool. You hit someone with a
Yeah.
max bid, but You say it does it at the 2 seconds before it ends, and then it'll still extend the auction to give everybody a
15
fair
seconds.
shot.
That's right. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
What I like about it too is like I'm not a big fan of selling like cards on eBay because of that freaking 13% commission that I have to pay them. You know what I mean? Like it's tough to get. It's also tough to give deals on stuff. Like when I put a pre-order up or something, it's almost like they're forcing your hand to put it for like $5 more because you have to cover that 13%. You know what I mean? That they're gonna eat. You know what I mean? So that's got to be spread somewhere. So I think what that means for us too is as a buyer, that means it's going to be a little bit better of a deal than on eBay because you're absorbing left. eBay doesn't need 13% of your freaking cards, dude. They sling so much of them on there. Like they should be like a mass volume idea of like, hey, we sell so many of these. Maybe if we drop the commission a little bit, we'll probably sell even more. That didn't occur to them. They're just like, just maximize the amount of profit that we get off of each of these cards.
Yeah, I mean it's like when you see cards on some of the community boards or on Facebook and stuff like that, and they're like, oh, you can pay PayPal friends and family or add 4% if you're gonna do, and it's just like, hey, but that, you know that that's just it's based on a net profit to the seller, right? And if you know that you're gonna lose 13% in fees, then it's pretty darn easy to jack up your price 10% and only take a 10% fee loss, right? So
that's right. All right, I got one more thing that's gonna blow your mind. You ready for the thing that I found out?
Bring it.
Here we go. It says, Probstein said that Snipe will have unprecedented energy for an auction site. Aside from live commerce,
right?
Chat is enabled within the auction. So under the items, you're going to be able to be in a fucking chat room with everybody that's bidding on that item, dude. Can you imagine like, oh, you sniped me. Hell no. Like putting that on there and then like, upbidding it or something. I don't know. Like being able to communicate with the people that are bidding on that item is nuts.
That's actually really cool. I mean, my wife has done it. I know certain people do, and I've certainly wanted to do it, but never have. And I think it might even be against like whatnot policies, where they do like a shop the bin, right? And they just reserve a time slot, and people go in there and can shop their bins, which is a little bit different than just like buying out of the shop, right? Because no one just finds your shop and comes upon it. But if you have a time slot, then people can see on the scroll, right? That's a little bit different. But I like this idea because it's the same thing. I can have an auction just sitting there, and there is that kind of social aspect still to it without me having to run the show. I'm not saying that it's not because I don't want to run a show, but certainly I can't be running a show 24/7, 365, right? I like it. It's a little bit of a mix-in of that live commerce and that's pretty cool.
It's a good little bridge between eBay and whatnot with lower fees and shipping fees. Like he did what he said he was going to do in the beginning, which is I think I can make this better. And so far, if it turns out good, this launches in November, by the way, for anybody who's curious about it. But he's taking off in October 23rd, but he's launching it in November sometime. So
that's cool.
Just something to look out for. And I hope everybody can get some good deals, maybe. So there's a little tip for everyone to be ready for that.
Yeah, you see KT on the username demanding, tell me your name.
Talking some shit in the chat.
Stand down.
Yeah, dude.
That's pretty awesome.
All right. And I have one more thing to tell everybody about Galaxy.
Oh. Okay.
I was wrong about the white borders. I was wrong about the right border. I thought there were going to be white borders. It would have been dope. Hey, I think they should have done
yourself, man.
But they heard me and they were like, let's take off the white borders and let's make it full frame. This guy's
that's what
talking
it was.
Too much about us.
They heard you. They were on this podcast. We're like, nope, can't do it.
They did. Hey, Tops guy, put the white back.
Is that why it got moved up?
That's what. That's probably why, dude.
It got delayed, right? They're like, oh, can't have this guy.
They pushed it back.
Like I
Wow.
said, brace yourself, man. I don't think any of us are too surprised.
What if they pushed it back because they want to put white borders on it? How about that?
Oh, maybe they were like, it's a great idea. We should
Like,
do
dude,
that.
that's smart. We haven't even started printing yet. Do it. We print money before we print cards. Tops.com.
You know, as we talk about tops, the next topic that I want to move into is, you know, we've covered it before, but the influencer boxes and that, I'm not going to drop the subject because I know that everybody says it. It's getting a little bit of out of control there. I mean, one source pulling multiple one of ones out of fives, the rare autos, and look, that's fine. You pull a rare card, congratulations, cool to you. But it's obviously to the point where we can tell that something doesn't seem right from the people that actually that buy. Sorry, I shouldn't say actually because they actually buy them too, or who knows. But from the people that go out and buy these things from retailers, buy them from their suppliers, it's setting a very dangerous precedent for, hey man, every time that I buy a hobby box, I'm gonna hit a banger, and that's not the case. That's not how it works. That's not that's not how any of this works.
Right.
And it's just it's predatory, for lack of a better term. It is predatory. It's putting up these influencers, showing that they're getting all these hits for the sake of profit and running people to go get these things, and unrealistically so, right? Now that's different from you or me putting up that, hey, we hit this or we hit this. It's good to advertise that you got hot hands, right? No one's saying no. But come on,
But
man,
when the hot hands are given to you,
yeah. I mean, hot hands are earned, right? Yeah, you gotta earn these hot hands.
that's right.
You can't just buy them or influence your way in. And it really is this kind of, hey, with your viewers and your money, we can give you hits. So is that
Right.
what we want to do?
Yeah, they're not gonna rip ass boxes in front of 130 people and there'd be no hits in that break.
Yeah, but certainly
How would that look for Tops?
absolutely. But
And it does
again-
happen. I mean, it happens to normal people.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't happen to these people. Yeah.
but that's the thing, right? It sets that expectation, and I think too, when you look at it from the perspective of newbies and people who go and buy these wanting to get these hits, but I think sometimes people get inundated with what they see online and don't realize, like, hey man, the hobby box is going to have a hit. That hit isn't always going to be a one of one or a banger auto or a sketch. Those things are meant to be rare and supposed to be rare, and hopefully spread out as much as possible to give everyone equal opportunity and not just one person. And getting along that track of profit over community or profit over, customer, along with the continued influencer sets, we saw back-to-back releases recently. I mean, we had, just in Star Wars alone, you had Chrome, followed by Sapphire, which we have already talked about is an identical set other than some finishes and chances of autos, right?
Yeah.
And then
Not even
Chrome-
guaranteed autos.
Yeah. And then Chrome comes out, along with that Chrome, and then you have Sapphire. Then you get, oh, hey, there's a super box at Costco, and that has an exclusive set as well, right?
Yeah.
And then all this is happening, and it's like, oh, hey, same month, end of this month, pre-order for Galaxy 25. Let's go.
Yeah. You know how many people were saying, like, I wasn't ready? Like, they had just purchased some Chrome. They had just purchased a little bit of Sapphire then. And then, they were still catching up from the first round of the super boxes, like you said. And now it's time to pre-order for Galaxy, like the biggest set of the year. Like, dude, no, like I said, print money before we print cards.
Yeah, it's insane, right? It's like, look, if I'm running a business, or in general, I haven't even regained my I haven't gained all my profit back from the last. I haven't had time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You haven't moved any inventory. It takes,
Right, I haven't-
takes a little bit of time. Yeah.
Take some time, absolutely. The other thing too is that's just in the Galaxy world. I mean, along with all that, you had Chrome Disney starting to come out, and then they had Wonder and SpongeBob. Huge, and I get a huge Q3 for Tops, right? They're trying to end Q3 strong, but from the collectors community and the people who buy cards, it's a little stifling. And certainly we all got to go out and earn our money too. It's not like we're just sitting on thousands of dollars and just be like, give me that, give me that, give me that. Or, you went out and bought massive amounts of Sapphire. So now you're trying to move that, and you got to get ready to hopefully get in on a pre-bid for Galaxy. And the moral of, or the crux of all this is that it's so important that you get in on these pre-orders, or on that you get it when it first releases. If not, then you're not at a price point where you can be competitive with everybody else who did.
Yeah.
Right.
I think obviously, other than Topps giving out the their boxes early to the people that get access to that, they don't give a damn about the seller. They already made their money. They don't care what you're going to do with it. That goes both ways. That can be, hey, you can sell our stuff aftermarket for more. They don't care. And it can also hurt you as in, we can push out as much product as we want and then devalue the previous set as much as I want, because I just want you to buy what's current right now, because that's what's filling my pockets. My name's Topps, right? Like they don't really care about the hobby shops or anything like that holding product. They just want their cheddar.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, what do? You hold product. I mean, you start getting your shelves starting to pile up, right? And it's just again, just seems like it's starting to be something that's, as we tie two and two together, you start seeing these influencers pulling hits from boxes all of a sudden, and all of a sudden you get bombarded with a bunch of releases.
Yeah.
Right, and that's not even
the
card world, right? I'm sorry, the sports card world. We're simply talking about Star Wars and Star Wars adjacent.
Those big, these big influencers you're talking about, they can sit on that product because they didn't pay really anything for it. They paid, very, very low amounts, lower than you or me will see. You know what I mean? They paid a fraction of that in order to get those. So it's different sitting on their shelves, and they can move it quicker too. So it's like a cash machine to Topps to just whip them out like that. Get everybody hyped. Everybody goes out and buys them. It's like it's a vicious cycle.
Absolutely. And a dangerous one, which we'll talk a little bit later on.
Speaking of like Topps not caring about your money, right? They don't care about your money. They're never going to. Whatnot card show coming up. Right? It's it's going to be like the 27th through the 30th or something like that.
I got my little splatter display. I'm ready to go, bro.
Did they send that to you already?
Well, they sent the images. Yeah, I was one of the first 5,000 to
yeah,
qualify.
I was too, but they didn't send it to me. Anyways, all right. Here's the problem I have with the Whatnot card show. Okay, they put so much money into marketing of like, hey, get your deals. I got you got all these ads. Hey, get your deals, and the biggest card show on earth, get your deals. And they're advertising deals to these customers, right? But they're not helping us give deals, right? The last couple card shows, they didn't give me zero commission, or not zero commission. They didn't give me like reduced commission. You know what I mean? They're not trying to help us give good deals. They're setting expectations for these customers to come in and ask for, I don't know, a $2 Mojo Vader or something like that, right? You're going to get really, really low pricing and really good deals. But they're not helping us give those deals by, maybe reducing our commission a little bit so that we want to give those better options. You know what I mean? Sell a hobby box for a really low price because, we're not going to eat that 2.5% that we normally have to, you know what I mean? Or no transaction fee or something like that. So that's kind of an unrealistic expectation for them, and it's not fair for them to kind of put that out there or advertise that out there without helping out the the sellers on the platform too.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. And to that point, I think people need to realize, look, if you're a seller on Whatnot, you're their customer. Don't get that twisted. Don't
True.
take on the theory that Whatnot does you a favor by connecting you through all these people. You pay Whatnot for that, right?
Mhm.
So when they do run, you're absolutely right. It's a promotion of their business by seemingly kind of almost for, let's call it for what it is. It is a little bit of exploitation on the sellers because they send you things going like load your shop up, put up those
Yeah.
rare things, get those values and things like that. But there used to be at some point, I remember that they would like take commission down by 2% or whatever.
What, for the Super Bowl? The Super Bowl? That's not your card show.
Right. But,
You know?
and yeah, to your exact point,
Yeah.
yeah, so all you're creating is a lot more shows for what? I mean, if 1,000 of us are online, there's not enough people to be in every one of our shows, right? And certainly, I think at least from that aspect, sure, people can hop shows and it's cool and all that stuff and it's event. But again, to your point, they tout it as like there's going to be thousands of people
Yeah,
and all this
deals. They
stuff,
they say deals. Get your deals today. That you're already presetting that they're gonna get a low price for a card
right?
or a box of cards or something. But they're not doing anything to make it happen. That again, that goes with my same thing with eBay. If you have a mass influx of customers, the temptation to keep that the same or more is very high. But you would sell so much more and make both sides of the party happy, the seller and the customer, make it a good experience at your Whatnot Card Show 7. If you're able to, you know, make more sales, you can make more sales if you're able to drop that a little bit. And as a big business, that's weird that they don't even see it that way.
Right. It is. I mean, right on the money. It is a little odd that I think they try to see it as like, well, let's intrigue them by sending a mat and stickers and and pre-made images that they can put on their thing to show that they're part of the show. But at the end of the day, that doesn't. It's not an advantage. It doesn't equal a financial advantage to anyone who's selling.
Right. Yeah. And it doesn't help the buyer really either, because the sellers aren't going to put that good of a deal on it. It's going to be just the regular price that they would be, right?
Right. It's the same
Um,
thought. I have to price accordingly because I'm going to get fees.
Right. You can't plan for that really low spot in the break because you're still hitting me with the same fee. So kind of ridiculous on their end. I hope they see that.
No, and I mean on that, a lot of like boards that I'm on and stuff like that will specifically state out, even when you start like those dollar auctions or singles, and this is why I really got away from singles, and I think people don't understand all too often is that when you run multiple singular items, you get hit with the commission, right? That's normal, but you also get that transaction fee, and that transaction fee is per item. It's not per like total transaction, right? So it's not like, hey, Gator bought 15 cards from me on my single show. That's 15. I get charged 15 processing or transaction fees or whatever.
Yeah. 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents, 30 cents.
Right. So just
Yep.
pro tip, if you are doing that, it sometimes is better to bundle, right? Like, hey, if you're going to take these 15 cards, let me charge you at once. That's only one fee that you're paying as a seller.
I like what you said about like the constant processing fees that keep eating us, that keeps eating the buyers. If they can find a way to do what Probstein is doing, buy multiple items in one show, have it bulk by itself, and then have one payment come through, right? With one processing fee come through, that would be the way to go. That would make the experience a lot better for them. Now, I guess the problem would be like you get a lot. I don't know if people would like over. 'Cause the point with Whatnot is like you're buying it right there. It's like your cash money. There you go, and then it's just gonna ship later. You can expect that later.
Right.
I think maybe the downside to that would be like they'd bundle it and be like, oh, I spent too much money, cancel this one and this one before the processing fee goes through, because a lot of it's snap. And that's a lot of, you know what I mean. It's an impulse sell.
Yeah.
So once that impulse is gone and you got that, you know, your little
rational thought comes back
dopamine hit.
into
Yeah, you're like, hold on a
level
second.
went down.
Yeah, the post card clarity. Like, wait, maybe I don't want that card. You know, maybe I overpaid for it.
You check the bank account and you notice 20 whatnot transactions, and you don't have as much money as you thought you did.
Yeah, I mean, it would save you money at the same time, but it would also, you know, it might hurt sales. So,
yeah, it's certainly a delicate balance, right? And I feel that with the right mind and the right process, just I should say, with the right mind to create the right process, it's a chance for a win.
Yeah, they need to continue to create new things. They can't just stay stagnant here, because I think their platform's starting to get stale a little bit. They need to pump it up. They need to make something to spice it up. Not just a card show. Come on, you got to do more stuff to bring people in and make people stay and make the buyers happy too.
Yeah, I mean, on that point, it in my experience, when a company starts to grow and you begin to do things of this nature, unfortunately, innovation starts to take a little backseat to compliance, and unfortunately, there's always going to be rotten apples in this world, right? And I think Whatnot really, as much as they would love, and it's with any company, as much as you love to innovate and continue to move forward, sometimes you get stuck in having to put out fires and trying to get in front of fires and setting up new policies so that these fires don't happen again, right? Mm-hmm. And PR on that kind of stuff, because you don't want to be known as the site that hosted this freaking bozo that robbed people, right? And I think right now, right now that's unfortunately what stifles innovation, right?
Yeah,
it's putting out those
people
fires.
Ruin it, yep.
And you would think, yeah, they certainly have a department, yeah, but when you got, you know, you're trying to launch something and then, oh, dude, this news just broke that this fool got FBI raided, you know, then you're like,
not the good raid. Not a fun raid.
No, it's not
raid train.
Yeah, it's not a raid train. they got police raided. Then, you know, it's one of those things that's a little prioritized, right? It has to take priority. You got to put that. That's a huge fire burning. You got to go put that out.
Yeah. Yep. Eventually, that's going to come back and bite, you know, them. Luckily, we don't have to deal with too much of that, because there's not really counterfeit stuff in our world. But, well, in the Pokemon world, but that's not our world. But overall, you know, we don't have to worry about stuff being manufactured in Nike looking at us or something.
Yeah, that's true.
Or other brands. Yeah. But what do you think about, speaking of card value, what do you think about hobby boxes and singles?
Box value versus card value is really what we want to talk about, and what I want to talk about in when we're talking about value, and kind of piggybacks off the whole everybody's going to get a huge hit on the hobby box and that's why it's worth it. But with that, as we look at prices, and I had mentioned, it's ever more important to try to get on that pre-order, to try to get it from Topps directly, to get that good price, because otherwise you're paying that reseller price, and that's through the roof, right? And we've all sat here. I've sat here. I mean, who's paying $300 for a box of Chrome? No. Everybody wants it for less than $250, and that's unrealistic, bro. Like it cost $250 at the lowest retail rate right now, currently. Did it cost less when it released? Absolutely. Those times have come and gone, man. Right?
Yep.
It's like people who sit here and go like, hey man, I remember when gas was this. Nah, bro, gas is, at least for me, $5 a gallon right now. Right? It's never gonna go back to $2. It was $2.50 when I was in college. It's not gonna go back to that.
Right.
But
yeah, you can't. The market doesn't work that way. You can't sell for something and then resell it for less than you bought it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or eventually it's gonna tick upwards. And also the older stuff it doesn't get cheaper as it gets older. It gets more expensive as it gets older because there's less of it.
There's
around,
less of it, right?
It's not
as
supply and demand.
Right, supply and demand, absolutely. But with that, We are seeing a very dangerous trend as we look at what the cost of hobby boxes are versus what the hits in them are. And this goes back to, guys, you're not going to get 1 out of 5 hits. You're not going to get sketches on every box, but as so, appreciate the hits that are in there. The out of 199, the out of 99s, all that stuff. Again, right now we have boxes of Chrome going for 250 at the lowest on the retail end. Sure, there is some sellers that managed to do 245. They're trying to just, they got in on the cheap and trying to get rid of it. Which is also a thing, like, you have to do that in order to sell it right now, but why? Right? Because people go to GameStop every day and buy it for more. But with that, you get 4 numbered parallels in an auto, and let's say it's, BMO auto or whatever, an out of 50, an out of 99, and 2 out of 199s. What are you getting back for those? You paid $250 for the box, and yes, sure, you're not always going to get hit. We've talked about that, right? But the reality is that you can't even sling those suckers for dollar starts sometimes. Right. Yeah. And I think that's the dangerous trajectory that we see in the community right now. I'm going to buy into a break cheaply to try to get a huge hit. But on the back end, I'm going to go to these dollar start streams and try to buy all these hits for $1. And I've certainly done it too to fill my pool box and stuff. Right. But that's the thing. That's supposed to be perceived value. Like, hey, man, I'm getting a hit from a box. Right. Yeah. And this all started because I was looking at like lot listings on eBay, and I was like, damn, there's 7 autos from Chrome 25, 7 numbered hits. And I remember, I think I sent it to you and went like, dude, it took over $1,000 to get these cards right here. And this lot is for sale for $40.
Yeah.
I mean, and again,
there's a lot to explore on that. I mean, there's a lot of different people at fault.
And there's a lot of different rights and wrongs. No one's saying that it's not it's not right, it's not wrong, but hey, it's something that is seemingly dangerous, man, because even, and I'll point it to you this way. Galaxy 20 Galaxy, we all love it. Fantastic. When's the last time you were able to sell a hit from Galaxy for anything above $1 start on a single show, right? Unless those suckers are a card that everybody wants or graded, they definitely don't, or on eBay that never sell, they don't demand the price that they once do. But we all know that right now, if you can get Galaxy 24, those boxes are soaring in price.
Yeah. They went quick. They jumped up fast. Yeah, $400 a box. But yeah, maybe like some kind of scene or somewhere, 1 out of 199 or even 175. We're talking like $2. Yeah, $2-3 for something like that. If it goes, I mean, I don't do really any ever single shows, but I'll put one up in the middle of my show sometimes. Be like, oh yeah, I found this one, and I'll start at $1. And then you're right, it doesn't go. It's weird. Yeah, just the low numbers. People want the Mojos and the Wave, the freaking X Fractors, the out of 5s. Those ones will be put up for like $500.
Oh, right? Absolutely. But to your point, yeah, X Waves, out of 5s, maybe out of 10s too, but like Mojos, right, and things like that. People want them, but they don't want them at the rate that they should be. It is sort of a very slippery slope as we see a lot of people starting to get out of breaks, right? Like now it's a big, I don't buy into breaks. I don't do breaks anymore.
Yeah, I've seen it all over Facebook. In the collectors community, like, oh, I just stopped doing the breaks. It's like what kind of that part of collecting to me is kind of the fun part. Absolutely. I'm not a single buyer, really. You know what I mean? I am one of the box rippers to get new product out into the market. No one's seen this Mojo 50 of 50, right? They all want this, looking for a special card or something. Does anybody have any cards that are numbered 27 out of 50? You know what I mean? Or something weird like that. It's like, it's almost like you're kind of the explorer of the cards, right? It's like you're cutting through the jungle yes, you might lose. You're gonna lose money a little bit here and there, but it's about looking for the new uncovered pieces, the artifacts, the freaking sketches that you're looking for.
You gotta fund the expedition to find gold, right? Like
That's right. Yeah, and you uncover it. You know what I mean? And honestly, I don't know the price of your expedition into the Amazon to go look for some freaking gold or something, or some monkey that hasn't been discovered. I don't know, but it's probably gonna be not as much as your plane ticket over there, the gas, the tour, anything, all that stuff. Like, it comes down, everything that you do that you're exploring something new costs something, and you're the first one. The gratification that I have to unveil something, the first one to see this card, or the first one to see this sketch from this artist that's been sitting in here for 3, 4, 5 years. They don't know where it is, and uncover that. And then, yeah, if you want to put out in the market somebody that's a big fan of that thing, fine. But I'm not expecting to get my money back when I open a box. You can get some of it back to put it towards your next exploration, but you're not going to get a nice stack of cash. I'm going to go to Burger King today, get myself some, a freaking Whopper, and then I'm going to buy another box of Galaxy and still have some money left over and see what I can get in this one. If that's the way the hobby box worked, nobody would be working anymore. They'd just be ripping hobby boxes.
100%. But and that's again to all the points that we've talked about, right? But that's what the influences are showing, right? And you're 100% right, and that's my take on it too. Like, you can expect that, but then you have people that go in there and do expect that, and I feel that sometimes as a breaker, you feel like, dude, I didn't pull anything. Like, is this guy gonna be happy? Is this guy gonna come back? And that's the thing, right? Sometimes they don't come back because they're gonna go try to find someone that pulls hit, and you're like, dude, but that's not how any of this works. Sure,
yeah.
Hey, diversify by all means, but set yourself an expectation. And I think to those that are, I'm not doing breaks, and yeah, hey, I feel you. I don't either anymore for those specific reasons. But I sat down and went, well, that's true. But if I want to set collect, right, I'm gonna go get some boosters, probably set collect there. But if I want to collect hits and I want to make sure I get hits, am I also part of the problem that's saying, well, I'm not getting into breaks? Well, how the hell do you think I'm getting hits? Well, yeah, I'm going to singles shows, or I'm trying to snake them on eBay. And again, it's the thought of, it's the same thought, right? You invest money into the hobby box to hopefully get a big hit, and that same thought then translates into, well, I'm not gonna get into the box because I don't want to not get a hit, but I'm gonna go try to hunt down singles in a single stream or on eBay with that same thought. Maybe I can snipe it for really low and get a good hit, right? And everyone loves value. No one's saying no, but I think I found this in myself, and I think it's important to post and put it out there. That's part of the problem, guys. You set that unrealistic expectation that you're gonna hit something major for a very low cost, and again, that vicious circle just continues to go.
Right. Yeah, we need to bring it back to the love of the hobby almost. Like, jump in because it's fun to see people rip. I'd like to join a couple breaks here and there because I like to see what's in that box. You know what I mean? And be a part of that action. You don't get that from clicking buy now on eBay.
100%.
Sorry, that's boring to me. I can't do it. Yeah. And that's the other thing too. I see them on Facebook. I'm gonna go on my soapbox again really quick. I see on Facebook like, oh, I just buy singles now. I just purchase the singles. I don't buy any boxes, or I don't do this stuff. That's boring. That's not the point of to me. Okay, that's not the point of hobby collecting to me. That's not the fun. There's no fun in that. The fun is to find something that you haven't seen before, and to add to your collection. You don't get. It's like, what? Great! I can't wait for this to get delivered, and I'm gonna put it in top loader, and I'm gonna put it on the shelf. What's the story behind that card? What was cool about it? That you found it on eBay for $15? Wow, great! Give me a water. You know what I mean? Like, dude, I doing this break. It was like 2 hits in there. I got one of the hits. And that mojo was one of the ones that I pulled from it. Like, what? No shit. Who was the breaker? Who was the? It's a conversation piece. That's the whole point of that. Nobody cares that what you got your freaking single for off of eBay or off of somebody on Facebook or off of somebody on whatnot. I'm gonna be honest.
And I'll double down on that. When people ask you, "Oh, where'd you get that?" No one's super fast to be like, "I got it on eBay." Everyone's like,
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
I ripped it open.
Yeah. Oh, it just came in last week from somewhere.
Came in on eBay pack. Right.
Sorry, I can't hear you, KT. Speak a little louder.
Yeah. Exactly. No one's eager to jump and tell any other collector that they got it off eBay.
Because it's not fucking cool, dude. It's not cool, and you know what? You're not cool for saying that you just buy singles.
Yeah,
All right,
and-
that's just
and
the way
look,
it is.
Hey man, they're to each their own, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say that there is a right or wrong way of doing it, and I certainly understand. And I think that's why pool boxes are so popular. I love pool boxes because if I'm gonna go, it's a little bit of the mystery mixed in with that, right?
Yes.
But on the other hand, I think that, and we've obviously been a little bit. Let's be fair, we've been a little bit one sided on the single side. I think that the reason that people are like, I'm not doing breaks, I'm going to singles, is because on the other end, you're looking at breaks and you're looking at major characters like Ahsoka Tano. When's the last time you saw Ahsoka for less than 3 digits on a break?
Mm-hmm.
And again, the reality and the expectation is, dude, it's just like every other character in terms of hitability. Maybe even less because you're down to a single, right? And sure, people would say when it hits, it hits. But what if you hit an Ahsoka out of 199? Isn't that the same card that you're going to go try to buy in a dollar start single stream?
Yeah.
Right. But either way, I think maybe that is some of the stuff that fuels that thought, right? Is like, hey man, I'm not going to get into a break and pay $100 plus for Ghost Crew. I know, because Ghost Crew is always expensive.
Right.
And not get anything. And certainly that was, for the longest time, that was one of the deciding factors that made me move to not want to do breaks, is because of that. I was like, dude, I want Ghost Crew, and every time I buy it for a lot, and I end up with base cards. And I think some of that is what pushes people to be those, like, I'm not going into breaks, I'm gonna buy singles. So, I don't think one side is more prevalent to blame than the other. It's just something that we're putting out there here to be like, hey guys, be cautious of this. And the final thought here is
you're boring.
That's
it's not
boring.
wrong. You're just really boring, and nobody cares about your single. Well,
yeah, it's boring to hunt it that way. And not only that, but set collectors in general seem to be a rare breed. Or like, I don't see a whole lot of people wanting to hunt down singles for the purpose. I mean, I ran a few singles shows, and when I never dare put a base card like, oh my god, no one's gonna buy that. But it's that same thought of like, you don't get a whole lot of people coming in and going, hey man, I need this and this to complete my set, and this and this. And I think people get set on a certain character and just want all the hits from that, and that's perfectly fine.
You know what? Brought up a good point. There is 3 types of collectors. There's the one collector who just wants the hits to put away on the shelf because they're like, Vader or something.
Yeah.
And then there's the collector that collects the whole set. Very rare. You're right. They want the all number 1 through 213. All right. And then you have the third one that's just buying singles because they want to sell. Those are the people that you have to watch out for, because they are the ones that snipe last minute on.
Hey, this segment right here, mostly for number 3.
Yeah, that's true. This is for you.
Right here, mostly for number 3.
That's what you're doing. You're jumping on because you wanna fill your own little pull box to sell to other people so that you can make money. Which honestly, I've seen people jump on and it doesn't last more than like a month because they realize that you can't get somebody else wants to snipe you for their pull box.
It's not sustainable, right?
You can't keep going lower and lower. What only allows $1, guys. All right, you can't bid 50 cents anymore after that. The Lieutenant Hellgate that you got for $1 that's out of 199 isn't gonna go for $5.
Hey, but not only that Lieutenant Hellgate that you got out of 199 was one of the hits in a hobby box that someone purchased for close to $300.
Facts. Yep, that too. Yep. And it's funny too. The hobby boxes from a year ago are more expensive, right? But the hits are also worth less. Those like I said, the Commissioner Lieutenant Hellgate or whatever that card is worth less now than it was back when it launched time, because it's an older set. I mean, the hits are still, like, the big hits are still worth a lot, but all I'm trying to say is, like, the minor characters are even more bum than the characters that are, than the hobby box. Although the hobby box is more expensive, they're not going for as much. Kind of a weird parallel there. But you've had a couple boxes from eBay arrive too, right?
Oh.
And how are those packaged for you, KT?
So I bought a beautiful lot of chrome black. Had some autos. Autos were in top loaders, and then everything else was numbered hits. Them suckers were raw. Loose.
Just floating around.
Just floating around.
Okay. I'm going to teach you as best as I can, okay, via even audio if you're just listening here. Okay. Here's how you use a Ding Defend or cardboard or whatever you got. Okay. Number 1, your card in your top loader. Okay. Put this in a bag when it's top loaded. You're going to get a little team bag, and you're going to put that card inside of the team bag. Okay. Step 2, you put the Ding Defense you sandwich it between the two pieces of cardboard. Okay. You don't just throw this in there. This isn't going to protect you. Okay. It's floating around in the mail and it's, hurting.
Movement. Think movement.
Then what you do is you tape the top, the sides, and the bottom to make sure that the Ding Defend is tightly around, like a sandwich, tightly around the top loaders or the cards, whatever you're putting in here. Only then can you then put that into another. You can put it into another bag if you have space. Okay, but you don't. As long as it goes into a mailer or a box or whatever, that's the correct way that you're going to be able to ship your cards without having them bump around. So anybody that's selling on eBay or anything like that, when you ship those out, and don't use an envelope, a paper envelope. Somebody shipped me a freaking envelope once with a Masterwork card that was numbered to 99. I was like excited to get it. It arrived. It was like halfway shot out of the envelope, out of the top loader. No tape on the top, just rubbed to hell on the corners, dude. Like, it was a really nice Masterwork card, and it's all cottoned out in the corners now. They're like, oh, I thought I was gonna try a new way to ship it. I'm like, yeah, don't do that again, because that looks like crap, and that looks really, you're not taking care of people's stuff. So respect other people's things. It's not yours anymore. Treat it like it's yours.
A little extra time, a little extra on material goes a long way to ensuring that your items get delivered to the people who are going to enjoy them in a perfect condition.
Right. Yep. Ditch the mailers. It's over. The paper mail's time is over. But I do have another one. How about look, we have a I was faced with an issue that happened, and there was someone that came in. They bought a little box. It wasn't even much. I had it on sale. It was like $30, and they're like, "Oh, ship it to me." I said, "Cool." I went ahead. I went and shipped it. I had it all together. I dropped it off. They emailed me or wrote me on there. Oh, can you cancel? My mom got mad that I spent too much money on whatnot. I'm like, bro, that ship is literally sailed. Like that it shipped. It's gone. I'm sorry. I'll throw something in there extra for you next time. This is what the I said.
14-year-old.
Yeah. Going in there, and I'm gonna throw some extra stuff in there for you on the next one. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Didn't respond. That night, homies jumping in and blew over $250 on some cards, on a break, on like different things. And I'm like watching him the next day. I'm not watching him, but I'm like, hanging out in the stream, and I see, boom, pack purchase for $35. I'm like, that pack is worth more than the box you just bought 2 days ago. Obviously, it's not the fact that your mom's gonna get mad at you. It's the fact that you are lying and saying you're lying. You know what I mean? That your mom is telling you not to do this, but you're going out there and you're blowing $400.
Yeah.
That I've seen. I don't know what else you've been doing, but you're blowing over $400, on stuff that, after telling me to refund, it's just a weird thing to do. So just bid responsibly. You know what I mean? If it's not something you
100%.
want, don't get it. You know what I
Bid
mean?
with the
And if
money
you
you
do
got.
own it, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Gator. Just side comment. I think it's also the fact that I don't think that dude is using his. I think that dude's a married man in his mid 30s. FYI, there's no mom involved.
Right. That's what I was saying. Don't lie. Don't lie. Just say, I'm a bitch and I regret it. I don't know. I just kidding. Just tell the truth. Your mom's not watching you, bro.
I'll be the first one to tell you, man. You come at me and tell me, dude, I really messed up and I can't. I gotta pay bills. I'm more likely to be like, dude, I get it.
Yes.
Don't let you. Probably you do this the second time, I'm gonna say no. But yeah, I'll let one pass. That's cool. I understand life happens. But mommy's mad, and then 2 seconds later, you're over there. Mommy's not mad anymore. Mommy unleashed a second credit card.
Yeah, I would have totally believed it if I didn't see everything else I saw.
Yeah, I feel you.
What's yours?
For mine for
Go
this
for it.
week, it's simple. Hey, if people got stuff up for sale, ask. Offers and inquiries are always welcome. Let the seller and don't just ghost them. If someone gives you a price, hey, I'm asking 70 for it, and that happens, and you never get told anything like that, have the common courtesy to be like, hey man, pass, or shit, hey, I was hoping to get it for XYZ. I feel, along with that same singles crap that we just spent a whole bunch of time talking, I feel that sometimes people look at something and go like, oh, how much are you asking on that? Thinking that someone's going to be like, oh yeah, give me piddles for it. Nah, bro, if it's up there on display on a wall, it's probably because they're shopping people to want it. Right? And if you're going to ask, by all means, please do. I always encourage people, ask. Absolutely. But have the decency to come back and be like, hey man, oh, thank you. Just inquiring, wondering, or yeah, hey, I gotta pass for now. That's all you need to say.
Yeah, you just be okay. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
You know what I mean? Something that the ghost and leave is like, well, what the hell, like,
Yeah,
make me an
sitting there
offer or
going like,
something
dude,
if you
am I
want.
off base? Is that too expensive? Tell me.
Yeah,
Shit, I'm taking one step further. You can get it if you're not a confrontation person. Cool. Hey, thanks, appreciate it. Gonna pass for now, no problem. But if you are, dude, tell me, hey, yeah, no, I was hoping to get it for XYZ 1, 2, 3, and I can tell you, well, you can go to hell, or tell you, hey, yeah, we're not quite there. I'd really be at the lowest tier.
right.
Part of that is the going back and forth, guys. That's how some of this works.
Right. Yeah, it's good conversation too. You know what I mean? It's good topic when you're in your room and you're kind of discussing it with somebody. It's more fun for everybody else to be like, hey, maybe I can make an offer on something. You know what I mean? And you kind of build and you help the community out that way too. Actually, that's a really good point.
Right. Don't ask and ghost.
I have another pet peeve.
Yeah.
I know. I'm going 2 for 2 on this one. You ready for this one?
2, let's go.
Oh no, or should I save it for next week? Maybe I'll save it for next week. I'll save it
for next week.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my tool belt and I'm gonna go on a rant on that one. I've already ranted enough today.
I'm gonna put in my soapbox away.
Yeah, dude, it's itchy. It's looking like I want to get back on it, man. But I'm gonna call this one
It's
for
really
now.
looking at me.
Yeah,
Well-
shoes that look great on there.
Yeah, I feel you. Well, I mean, that's it. That's what we got for you this episode. Drop some comments on your thoughts. We'd love to see some engagement. Let us know what other topics you'd like us to explore, or hey, maybe inbox us some juicy news that you might have. We'll talk about it.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Gator.
I'm KT. May
We'll
the hit
see you
be
later.
with you.
Stay positive.
Bye.
Fulcrum Radio, let's go!